Hi, we are working with and preparing for our healing tomorrow, which is energetic boundaries. And aspects of this has touched me deeply, and I'm reflecting so much of what boundaries has been in my life and what it is for me. And of course, as with everything, it's such a personal journey. When you look at boundaries, you think of physical boundaries, emotional boundaries, the yes and the no that we have in our mind, of mental boundaries. And then, of course, we have the energetic boundaries that permeate through all of that and are the most elusive, but perhaps the most powerful. Because when we create a boundary in ourselves out of a very healthy space, it permeates the energy field. And when our boundary is hit with a no, we can either walk away or do whatever it takes. It's very clear. And as a child, when your boundary, your yes or your no is taken away or disregarded, what I see in myself and in those I love is the two things happen. For me, it's like I had no boundaries and I became what they'd call today an empath, where everything from the outside sort of, I felt it and I felt it was part of me and there was no separation. And so every year when the little ducklings were born and I fell deeply in love with them, and then the one year they died in the frost, I was heartbroken and cried for weeks. And throughout my life, it created a lot of suffering and became a prison for me, not to be clear what was my yes and my no and what was mine in the world. And I think what can also happen when a child's boundaries are not respected is that they can create a wall. And a boundary is not a wall. A wall is impermeable, whereas boundaries are flexible and you can test them and allow them to open. And as I create healthier boundaries in my life, I see that who I truly am becomes easier and easier to live and show. And as a child, we are deeply, deeply entrenched in the natural world. It's the most natural thing to have healthy boundaries, to know what is right for you, what is not right for you, for your body, for your thoughts, your emotions. And one is very clear with your no. I spent last night with a 2.5-year-old who, when a 2.5-year-old says no, they really mean it. And they are clear. When an animal says no to another animal, it's very clear. But when we, as grown-ups, can look back and think, when did that start dissipating? When did I start not listening to my intrinsic self and the natural world and allowing things to permeate my thought patterns, my emotions that don't serve me in any way? And healthy boundaries should be permeable. They should be flexible, that you should try them on and allow them and play with when is a hard no and when is an absolute yes and when is somewhere in between. And we do this healing every year because it's the holiday season is coming up. It's a really unique healing. And I personally feel when I go into family holidays, family dinners, I feel shaken with my boundaries. Like, how do I respond? How is it going to be? And as I build healthier and healthier boundaries, it becomes so easy. It becomes a pleasure, whether I'm with the drunken sister-in-law who has opinions that I don't agree with, or the uncle who is totally inappropriate. I can just sit with whatever is and not feel it's part of who I am or damaging to me in any way, and allow life to just be as it is in that moment. And also when I feel safe in my boundaries, I feel like that my heart can open, that I can love and let go and receive and be creative and be playful and be fun. And the pain of feeling invaded or disregarded by others totally dissipates. So I invite you to join us as we heal and strengthen your boundaries on all levels, permeating through the whole energy field, from the physical to your connection with the cosmic world. Thank you.